2020 so far. So far, how are you faring? 2020 has brought about various events. So, how is 2020 faring in your world? I know I just started broadcasting live. I know I was supposed to be on so many minutes earlier, but every now and again we run on CP time. But hopefully, we can get people in here. So by the time I reach that magical number, we can keep going forward. But if not, then, I'll wrap it up, pull it back, and, try again another day. It's me solo dolo. So it just depends on who falls within the chat and who actually wants to call in if we make it to the threshold of me actually putting up the hotline to take calls, because I do take calls because it's a lot easier to convey your message through a call than actually taking time to type on your smart screen. Hopefully everybody's typing on a smart screen. I couldn't see someone typing on a flip phone or something like that, but I guess it's a possibility of that. I can't see how that would be feasible. But whatever technology you have available to you, hey, have at it. So it's a Tuesday, and we've had more events transpire. I know right where I'm located in Minnesota, they done closed down the Mall of America, and they don't have a particular date in mind when it will reopen. So that's another big thing. I done heard, they've been closing casinos kind of all around the nation. They closed a couple casinos around here. I done heard they done closed some casinos out in Vegas. And matter of fact, they won't be taking reservations probably back until May, if that. Reddit Shad, what's going on, family? I'm glad you done joined the actual live. If it ain't too loud where you at, tell me to hit your line and I'll do that. If not, you don't see some of these events that done popped off and transpired. Like I said, it's something that we hear every day. Every day is something new. You hear people over in San Francisco, they got a little different type of quarantine going on than, different parts of the nation. New York got something going on a little bit different than other parts of the nation. So, okay, let the phone charge. Okay. That's what's up. But yeah, it's all kind of things that's going on. It's just like I said, it's only 3 months in. What will April bring? Matter of fact, what's so crazy, April 1st is usually April Fools, but this whole thing that's been going on so far is more of a unforeseen joke than anyone could ever imagine. Matter of fact, I knew I should have did something. I should have added tags to this particular live. I didn't even take time to do that. I know when you add those tags to the live, it gives it a better placement. Oh yeah. I seen something about that on the social media where they saying Kevin Durant had it. Matter of fact, I want to say they were showing those pictures of him, when he either was sick or whatever when he was in the hospital previously. So that makes it more of a dramatization with them showing them old pictures from before. Seems like why are they emphasizing all these celebrities, so-called celebrities, to have this particular thing? It's like they're on a publicity tour. Like, oh look, this person can get it. This person can get it. You may can get it too. See, they done came down with it. They got all kind of money. Come on. It shouldn't be no reason where, the focus is like that. And especially for the amount of numbers that, you know, people are catching this particular, thing that's going around. We hear about pneumonia. We hear about the flu. We hear about that taking out people all the time. You probably don't have family members that done got flu shots. And then not too long after that, they done came down with something. So, I mean, why aren't they speaking on that? Why aren't they speaking about how everything is being shut down? And, a lot of people will, because of it, they'll be caused hardships because of it. A lot of people are not speaking about that. I think it's something worth noting that is going on. What's going on, Choice? What's up with you? You said right, he was supposed to come back playing the game. Most definitely he was. But think about it like this: there's nobody playing right now. You know, nobody playing. Remember, this is March Madness. I mean, think about it. Really, it's March Madness because people been in hysteria. Like, I went earlier around lunchtime to, just go pick up something from the grocery store. I wanted to pick up, usually I get a salad around lunchtime. I go into the grocery store I usually go to, whole salad bar gone. Like, they ain't loaded because they say, oh, well, since this epidemic is going on, we no longer are refilling the salad bar. We no longer have, essentially like a buffet style where you could get hot food. You can no longer do that. The little place, if you did take, if you wanted to eat your lunch right in the store, you can no longer sit there and congregate and eat your lunch right there because they're no longer, providing that. Okay, you can't hear me. Okay, I should have used my mic. I'm actually holding the device in my hand, and I probably was covering up the mic. Usually, I thought it was dual mics on this since I'm working with a Pro, but iPad Pro. But okay, okay, that's better. Yeah, I must have been covering the mic. Okay, I'm glad that I'm glad you can hear me more clear. But yeah, I don't know what's been going on in y'all's neck of the woods. I mean, like I said, you know, damn near like the last time when I had Will on, damn near every parking spot was took in the parking lot, and this is at lunchtime. But I guess with the grocery stores closing at an earlier time than usual, people want to, cram, maybe slash their lunch break, slash going grocery shopping. Matter of fact, when I went to go check out, uh, uh, the lines were backed up to the middle of the aisles. I almost dropped what I was gonna get, but then I seen, what, customer service where they sell lotto tickets and things like that. I just moseyed on along over there, and it was like one or two people. So, if you want to make a fast getaway out of the grocery store, usually people ain't up on taking your whatever you're getting in the store to the little customer service part and having them handle it. So who's all in here? I see that Rated Shaw family and Choice that always be having something to offer in the chats, and when he actually wants to be put in like a tag team like the WWE, put me in, tag me in. Who else is? Oh, what's up, Lo? Lo done popped up. What's going on with you, Lo? I'm glad you're tapping in. Who else is out there? And I appreciate the likes so far. I think I haven't really touched on anything that's magnificent or phenomenal, but depending on what y'all bring to the table within the chat, hey, we can talk about it. Like I said, it's 2020 so far. How is it going for you? You know, I mean, a lot of people may be dealing with, okay, now I got my kid at home, but I still gotta go put in work at the job site. So now I gotta maybe one of my little cousins that ain't really got no gig together. Maybe I gotta pay them to watch my little kid that ain't so much maybe I don't got them in a preschool or whatever, or maybe they're in school but they're not old enough to be home by themselves. So now you gotta put some bread out your pocket for that and make sure they got food at home to eat and things like that. So it's a lot of things that's going on. Yes, I heard about that. I don't know if it's a grant, but I know that they said. A matter of fact, I want to say I put it in the affirmations. That information about, you know, Trump wanting to send people money out at least, no longer than 2 weeks or whatever. So they could get an infusion to offset, because who knows how long this quarantine thing will go. How they was estimating at first, it could go all the way to August. That's Minnesota time. That's the whole summer. I usually think about when summertime coming, pulling out the toys and riding and congregating like that. But now it's all it could be no more than 10 people and things like that. I mean, you figure when it's nice in the summertime, who knows what the number may be when you pull up on some of your comrades and y'all get to powwowing about whatever you're powwowing about. Now it might be looked at, oh, what are you doing? You're going against the quarantine rules right now. Oh yeah, you said he's trying to get them extra votes. Well, guaranteed, I bet if he sends this money to the people, that might change a lot of people's opinion about Trump. I'm just saying, I'm not for or against him or anything like that, but I'm just saying that may sway people's opinion. Like, look, during this whole pandemic, he sent us some money. Just like think about it like this: when Bush Jr. was in office, he sent people relief checks too. I remember getting that check. Matter of fact, some of the money that I got from that, I put down on a Fleetwood. So, I mean, I remember that. Matter of fact, it was a navy blue Fleetwood. Matter of fact, if you go back to when I'm showing all my different cars, it was that navy blue Fleetwood with the chrome Rolls Royce grill on it. That partial, some of that money that Bush sent back on relief checks or whatever that was, yeah, I put down on a Fleetwood. You said that means probably more babies for people. Yes, more babies, because if you're in the house and there ain't nothing else to do, you only can play the video game so long. You're gonna be like, the back room's looking kind of nice. The little children is asleep. Matter of fact, let them get on the game console so I could get on your console. And then let me see. Troy says schools here is closed. They just shut down the hospital. Besides the walk-ins, restaurants come next. I think my job's checking temperatures before you enter the damn plant. Damn. Now I'd seen on social media where people was trying to come into restaurants and they had the that heat sensor temperature checking to see if people was running fevers before they let them into the restaurant. But far as checking temperatures coming into plants, I haven't heard that. I heard jobs requiring people to wash their hands like on the hour. I done heard about that. I done heard about them, whatever your workspace is, you gotta, make sure you clean it so many times within the hours of your day of work. So yeah, they're trying to take all type of precautions because they're seeing all these other industries shutting down. Like I said, when I read about Mall of America closing, I'm like, wow, Mall of America, people come here just for that reason. But that's a tourist spot. It's shut down. So that means the two brand new hotels, the Radisson Blu and the Marriott that they done built around there, they're not getting no kind of business. The people that work there are not getting any type of business. Or not business, but they're not able to, probably do their job proficiently. She Visuals, what's going on? You say, yeah, that shit's crazy. Mall of America shut down. Yeah, they don't have a particular time when it will reopen either. So that's crazy. You said it seems like a setup to experiment because some people will go broke fast and some people can't handle money right. Most definitely. And some businesses will go under totally. The little ones, they'll just go away. Think about all the things we done seen go away. We've seen Sears go away. You might as well say Kmart is gone. Um, they've been saying it's complications even with what is that, Macy's. A lot of Macy's are closing. And think of the leaders. The leaders, when I'm saying leaders, is what, Walmart and Amazon. I don't too much count Target because Target's trying to hold on to their position, because they fall under Walmart. I mean, everybody kind of from time to time likes going to Target, but we know Walmart has better deals than Target. But you figure they're probably getting more. Walmart's getting more government contracts where their prices can be low as they are because they're getting subsidized by the government. Oh, you said, and they just sent the census out. Yes, I've been seeing that too. A lot of people saying they've been getting the census. A lot of people saying when they came, oh, you can't ignore this. They try to word it like when you get a summons to do jury duty. Because I know when I got my jury duty, it was saying, oh, you can't ignore this. It might turn into a bench warrant if you ignore it and things like that. So they're really trying to get the numbers right of who like how many people are in your household essentially. Let me see what have I missed. You said they were shooting at a Walmart in Brooklyn Park yesterday at the police. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, and I heard a few of the people that had brought them to like a safe room when it was going on and things like that. I haven't uh looked too much more deeper into that situation on if they got the people that did it got arrested or what. But yeah, it's a lot of things that's going on that you like, man, what's going on, Cadillac J Just? Hey, you're driving, you either, I was gonna say you're whipping the Cadillac, but I remember the last time I taught you using the work vehicle. So I mean, I guess it's a good thing you're in a work vehicle because you're on a revenue retrieving hunt. But if you're in the Cadillac, you could be on a revenue retrieving hunt as well. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, Brady Shaw, you said what's good? Yeah, you said Low said what's up, Cadillac. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting everybody's comment. Talking about people getting robbed too. Yeah, it's I think you're gonna hear about a lot more robberies. Matter of fact, if you haven't, when you get the time, go to where I in the what is it, the community section where I post my affirmations. I posted, it's a reporter, a Fox reporter out of I want to say it's either, was it Philly? I think it was Philly. And he was basically saying how the law enforcement there have been told they can't arrest people for certain crimes no more. Some of them was prostitution, some of them was check fraud, it's a big list. So it's like, okay, only real serious crimes we're gonna arrest, not for people breaking in cars or anything like this. So you know what that reminds me of, and I don't want to touch too much on it because me and Ken chopped it up just earlier today. It'll probably be something out. I'll try to rush out either Friday or Saturday. A new Lions Den where we kind of cover this whole thing that we're going through right now. We're going through something that it's not gonna be over in a week's time, or I don't foresee it being over in that amount of time. And if we do get over it in that time, what's gonna come out of it? Because I think we're not gonna go back to um, business as usual as we usually know it. Just think about it like this: after what 9/11 happened, we got Homeland Security in all the airports, and it was essentially a checkpoints in the airports. It was not, oh well, we just go visit our loved ones. No, that day is over with. Nobody's visiting nobody unless you're going to buy a ticket, and you ain't gonna buy a ticket just to chop it up with someone that's waiting for the next transfer plane. So it brought about changes. Let me see. What else? What else? What else? Um, You said about to check in, fam. Catch you on the replay. Oh well, all right, Joyce. Hey, you gotta move around and get to what you need to get to. So that's what's up. Um, Let me see. We got 8 people up in here. Who else haven't you know spoke up? Like I said, I will post a hotline number if someone wants to actually call in or whatever. You just gotta let me know, and I'll make that happen. And I appreciate the thumbs up so far. Let me let me get to trying to get that copacetic so someone could call in and you can tell me what's going on in your town because all towns aren't doing the same things. I'm hearing different things coming out of different parts of the country. Like y'all's doing that. That's what's going on over there. We haven't experienced that over here. Just like how Choice was saying, the restaurants is closing. I mean, they done closed the restaurant. Well, I'll say it like this: they haven't totally closed the restaurants, but the amount of time that they're open it's less, and you might as well say after a while they probably will close them. But it's like, okay, let's try this first. Okay, now we're gonna try this, and it's so messed up. People that are waitresses and they work off of tips and they won't be having no money coming in. I mean, and they're just telling you stay home and all this. I'm like, man, come on. Oh, you said they're saying people are getting stuck in 2 different countries. I seen where people were coming from flights from abroad where they were at the airport stuck for like 6 hours because essentially like they got to screen all those people that's coming off these flights. So it wasn't okay, you done landed, now you can just go to your destination easy. Now we got to screen you because you're coming from a different country back into the country. Let me see. Where is. I'm just trying to set up the hotline so I can take calls. Just give me some time. I gotta make sure everything is copacetic so that can happen. Okay. So let me go ahead and post the hotline number. Yeah, but this 2020 is unlike no other year that I ever experienced. Nothing like a 2001, nothing like the Great '08, nothing like the Iraq War back in '91, and I mean not even like back, what was it, '05 Katrina, not even like that. What am I looking for? Okay. Oh, you say you're surprised Joe Mack ain't China? Yeah, Joe Mack, he was dropping some signs. I mean, on some things I was kind of, because I know a lot of people that listen, they care and are concerned about, reparations. And as we know, a lot of other ethnicities have received their reparations, but us as melanated individuals, we have not received that. So, you know, that's probably one of the things where my concern was differing opinions, differing opinions about that particular situation. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. Political. Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. But he was dropping some signs. I still haven't got in touch with Will. I don't know what happened with Will that night. Like I said, I'm assuming he fell asleep because usually Will doesn't remain silent on particular topics. But I think Will probably had a a long day and ended up going to sleep. It happens. It doesn't happen to me on my own live stream. I want to say it was Will and James. They were conversing, and I ended up falling asleep. So it does happen. We do have a lot of things that we put in on a day, and we get tired from time to time. But yeah, the hotline is open. I posted a hotline number, so I am taking calls. If you want to call in, like, hey, what's up, Rick? I ain't called in before. I ain't never hollered at you. I want to say this, this is what I'm feeling. This is what's going on around in my town. Go ahead and hit the hotline number. I take calls. I don't duck calls. As long as you're adding something that we can build upon within the conversation, hey, I'm all for it. I don't care if you're a newbie, regular. Just add something that I think the masses will need, because essentially that's what Joe Mack did. He said he had been a listener, and he called in and he voiced his opinion on the particular topic, because we were kind of me and we were like, oh, where are you coming from? Because we don't want to misinterpret what's put up in the chat, because a lot of times when you put things up in the chat, sometimes it could be, if you don't really know where a person's coming from, you don't want to come at it at a way that might be offensive, or a way that they didn't intend for it to be. So that's why I always say, call the hotline, be like, hey, Rick, this is what I meant. I was thinking this on this particular subject or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I feel where you're coming from, and this is how we have a conversation, a dialogue, a back and forth powwow. Yep, yeah. Hopefully everything's good. Like I said, every now and then and again, we need to catch up on our rest, especially with what's going on. You may have to put in more work, because you don't know what's to come next. Especially if you're self-employed. That's why a lot of times I remember, I don't get really asked that no more, but people like, when I used to have a double R, I'm like, what happened to double R? I'm like, well, double R is really a hustler. And if you know any hustlers in your town, they really don't got time to just, sit back and, chop it up like that, because they steadily making moves. Well, he's one of them. So the times I did have him, or did get some set aside time, that's to be treasured. And it's, I want to say, either two or three playlists with double R, also known as hustling, because that's what he's, a hustler. So I just called it hustling. And those are there. You can always go back to them and listen to them, and I think they still stand true to this day. Now we damn near done had all the regulars fall in here. We done had Low in here. We done had Rated Shot. We done had Cadillac J Just. We done had Choice. Uh, uh, she Visuals. I'm not too familiar with you. I mean, you might have been here in here, and it's your first time saying something. I don't think we've seen Bro, and we definitely haven't seen the infamous Lisa Smith. Who else? Joe Frank. Trying to think of some other. Oh, Will. Yeah, Will hasn't been in here, so it's a few records. Oh, and James. James. I can't forget James. James, comes in here and offers what he has to say too. But yeah, I don't know. It's just 9 people so far. Hey, greetings, greetings, greetings. Um, so far, it'll be something tomorrow. I'm quite sure. It's like now I make it a thing to watch what is really going on with the stock market. It's like they've been injecting so much money. Like I said, at first it was 1.5 trillion. Then I guess today it done got up to, from what, last week when it done fell, is $3.2 trillion. So they're just, like I said, I want to say they're printing money, but you figure it's not even a print, it's a computer click. that's making it go up to try to keep propping up, the New York Stock Exchange. You know, can it be a good thing? I've never seen this happen before, so I don't know what will come out of this. I don't think anybody really truly knows. But, I'm glad people are chiming in. Matter of fact, like I said, the hotline is open. You scroll through the chat, you'll see it. I don't like to say the hotline because I usually pull out the hotline after this live is over with. So, because from time to time, you have people calling the hotline, and it'll be like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm not doing a live. So it's like, why are you calling the hotline if it's over with? That kind of don't make no sense. But if you have something to say and want to say and impart to the people, hey, have at it. This platform, you can do it as long as you're imparting something that you think the people need. you know and a lot of things people may think, well, I don't think what I got to say is important, but you could just say something simply that you done seen happen in your town that you don't think might be of importance, but it may be someone throughout the country, like, what, that doesn't happen where I'm at. I thought I was the only one. But, then you start connecting the dots of what's really going on. Like, okay, this doesn't happen over here. This doesn't happen over there. You know, I'm just thinking about all the people that were thinking, oh, I'm getting cheap flights. But now you can get to the town and be like, well, we ain't even taking reservations. So okay, you don't flew all out there. Now you ain't got no place to stay. Now you got to double back to the airport and probably catch a return flight back, because you ain't gonna be able to sit down in a town like that, wherever you may be going. Okay, you said it's a channel on YouTube that shows all the coronavirus stats. It's called Royal Lab Stats. Okay, I'm gonna have to check into that. You said a lot of stars catching that coronavirus, from movies to basketball. Yeah, but think about it. I haven't heard anything how people are supposed to deal with it. They just say, "Oh, stay home." I mean, that's all you got to offer. What are they to do? How are they supposed to handle it like any other flu or any other cold, or what what ways do they go about it if they do have it? You know what I'm saying? Since it's just another flu strand, is this a mutated flu strand? You said get cheap flights to get an expensive virus. Most definitely. You know, that's I don't know. Like I said, it may be been like, say you be like, okay, I want to go to Vegas. Now, if you know someone out in Vegas that will put you up, it still may be beneficial if they let post you up in, if they got a room in a house or something like that, and you still move around the town. But if you just like, I've never been here before, and you don't check in on where you can actually stay till you get there, that ain't playing it cool. And just think of all the people that put out of work, being in them casinos. People do have various jobs in the casino, so what are they gonna do? Okay, now I mean, I'm quite sure some people got vacation time built up where they could kind of weather the storm so much, but then after that, what does it turn into? You know. Matter of fact, what are some of your ideas, like some of these movies that done came out? I know it's Contagion and it's Outbreak, but what other movies can you say that you watch that makes you think of what we're going through now? That'd be another good thing to put out, where people are like, what, I'm gonna watch this movie just because they said this, and it's kind of ringing something familiar to what we got going on right now. Like I said, Outbreak, like you said, Low. Matter of fact, I watched Outbreak when they said Ebola and all this. I'm like, wow, they did say Ebola, and that's before Ebola was really cracking and things like that. So Yeah, it's like predictive programming, you know. They speaking on these things into the public, and you know we're actually facing it now within the future. But I'm still here. I'm just trying to take in y'all's comments and you know keep the dialogue rolling. I know one thing, they ain't stopped these chemtrails. I still been seeing them chemtrails flying like they ain't nothing. You know, you see that one stream and then it'll start spreading out and it'll be overcast. You said I think of iRobot just because they give us a curfew. Yeah, it's like I got that movie. I've never watched that movie to completion. So I'm gonna have to matter of fact, I'm gonna have to pull that one out. I'm gonna have to pull iRobot out. Matter of fact, ones that I pulled out and I'll offer up for you to watch if you haven't watched them in a while. Minority Report. That's another one with Tom Cruise. You know, with the pre-crime and things like that. But yeah, that curfew one, yeah, because essentially that's what they're installing. Like all the stores are shut down. Why are you even roaming around? Where are you going to? Where are you coming from? How long are you gonna be there for? He said now this virus is out on Netflix. They got a lot of movies about the virus and shit. Yeah, I heard this one called Pandemic or something like that, or something like that. One of them ones that came out on Netflix. Matter of fact, when me and Kim was chopping it up earlier, he had said something about that. So I'm gonna have to check into that. Even though I don't got Netflix, I know sometimes every now and then on my Fire Stick I can get it. So get their movie. So I have to look that one up too. Any other movies that come to y'all's mind? I would say Black Mirror, but I haven't watched all of Black Mirror. I watched a couple uh, episodes of that, but I haven't watched the whole series of Black Mirror. But I heard Black Mirror is, they speak out about a lot of little different things that's happening and going on. I want to see that one that was what I want to say was made in South Korea, but I don't think it's on. I don't think it's streaming or is on Blu-ray or anything yet. Is Parasite. You know, that's another one I wouldn't mind checking out. So a lot of times, a lot of people watch movies for entertainment purposes. I watch for the messages that they're trying to convey to the people that can see it, because there's always some type of hidden message in there for you to try to break down. That's what I'm looking for. And I mean, I could get all the topical stuff. Subliminal messages, most definitely. Time Traveler Radio, subliminal messages. It's always something within every movie, even the most goofiest movie, probably down to "Dude, Where's My Car?" is something in that. Not just a little goofy little storyline about that. It's something within that movie that you could pull out of that. But that's probably nothing that's really on my radar to even watch. And Time Traveler Radio, if you want to call in, the hotline's up. If you want to, jump on and say what anybody, if you want to jump on, matter of fact, I could take multiple calls. So you call the hotline, I could patch you in. Yeah, Contagion. Yeah, I just watched that last week. Matter of fact, it's crazy because the hold on a second. What up, Cadillac J Just?
Yo, Reek, what's up with
Nothing much, nothing much. What you got to offer?
you? You can hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right, yeah. Shout out to Lowe. Shout out to Star. Shout out to Choice, too.
I think they got it. Did y'all hear Cadillac J Just? He done said what's up to all y'all that joined in on this particular live stream.
Time Traveler 2. I seen him check in too.
Yeah, Time Traveler 2. That's what's up.
Hey, real quick, I be in and out of it. Yeah, man, like in my city, I'm in the Carolina, so right now in South Carolina, they shut down everything. But now tomorrow they're gonna have a curfew.
So what time will the
So,
curfew be?
what's that?
What time will the curfew be? Like, what time will it start or whatever?
The curfew starts at 11 o'clock at night, and it goes until 6 in the morning. So you can't be out unless you know what I'm saying, coming from work or unless it's emergency. That's in South Carolina, though. In North Carolina, they still, it ain't good like that. Yeah, I'm in between in both of them, so.
Right.
So yeah, my hood in South Carolina, they doing that. But them niggas ain't gonna stop trapping, though. They gonna keep doing what they do. But it's just the point that, what I'm saying, like, they're making a curfew now. That's why I was like, now it's about to get real.
Right. And just think about it like this. Since it's a national emergency and a lot of these counties and stuff like that are shut down, if you get arrested, how you getting out?
That's what I'm scared of. That's why I'm like, man, I might just sit in the house for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you get around, I'm going to get out. You know what I'm saying?
That'll mess you up all the way. I mean, it's already where they're closing certain job sites and things like that. But if you get arrested, they ain't got no way to get you out because the county's shut down. So what do you do?
Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm thinking about just riding around with my work clothes on.
Right.
So when they pull us, I'm going to just, we just got. But yeah, another thing, though, Rick, I want to ask you real quick. It's a lot of people going to lose money, but it's a lot of people going to make money, too.
Now, how so? Now, what way do you think they'll make money?
You got to think about certain industries is going to keep going. Like, even with the toilet tissue and the Lysol, like, they're making a killing right now.
Oh, yeah. I heard they've been cleaning up.
Yeah. Certain industries is going to bubble up right now. I don't know. It's kind of... Certain industries going to bubble up. Certain industries going to crash.
Right. Now, to me, like I said, like far as like bars and restaurants, and even think about strip clubs, they'll start shutting them down too.
They hurt. Strippers are hurt right now. Bartenders, club owners, club promoters, a lot of people that was up, that was like looking down on like regular workers.
Right.
Some of the workers gonna keep getting money though.
Right. Now, Time Traveler said food delivery killing right now. Yeah. Because a lot of people get that, delivery to their homes and things like that, from grocery stores or, but I think a lot of foods, like fast food, like now a lot of them are, at least around here, they're doing it where you only can get it through a drive-through. You can't even sit in the, and dine in or anything like that.
Yeah, they doing that here too. You can't even go in. They got a sign at the door to go around. They shut down all the bars. Like, they just now, like, called that. Like, all the bars, everybody talking about it. Like, all the bars being closed. All that's going on around my area. So, that's going to hurt me a little bit because, I'll be, moving around. But I'm going to be all right because I've been cooling out. I got different things I do. So,
Right.
I guess we're just going to have to ride it out and see what happens. Like you said, I don't think it'll be in a week. It may take a couple weeks, may take a couple months or something, but we'll see.
Right, we sure will.
But yeah, man, I just called to give in my 2 cents real quick. I'm on that 77. If the phone be going in and out on that strip, you never know.
Yeah.
So I was just checking into it. I'm going to stay tuned in, though. I'm going to hit you back.
All right.
Peace.
Well, you heard it from Cadillac J. Just how it's going down around in his town. How's it going in your town now? Time Traveler, you said Dallas too. So, man, we're experiencing something that hasn't been experienced. Like I said, this is now.
I could say, when '05, when Katrina happened, now people that were in Hurricane Katrina back then, in that particular town, what was going on, that was devastation in a different type of level. But what we're experiencing now is like it's not like a natural, like it wasn't a tornado or it wasn't a bad hurricane or something like that. We're not even seeing that. Everything still looks regular and cool. But as far as you being able to do certain things, you can't do it now. So I don't know. It's matter of fact, if you've seen this movie, and it actually is two movies that are the same. I Am Legend. I Am Legend. The original movie was with Charlton Heston called The Omega Man. Essentially, they're the same movies. And with I Am Legend, it starts off where he's riding through, the city in a Mustang with his dog, and like everything is like desolate. There's like nothing going on. A city that of New York where you would think is all jumping is quiet, and it's only him and wildlife that's out there essentially. And essentially in the Omega Man with Charlton Heston, it's the same thing. You know, but those are some movies I would say to watch too. Because matter of fact, in the beginning of the I Am Legend, when they show certain scenes of New York, is like billboards that say Contagion and Quarantine and things like that. I'm like, look at that. Back then, when you watched it in '07, you like this is not even making sense because we're not experiencing that. But now that we're experiencing that, when you see that movie, you like Quarantine and Contagion and things like that, and you'll be like, wow. Just makes you think. Yeah, gas prices went down around here too, $1.99, So, I mean, if I want to, well, it ain't nice enough to pull out certain vehicles. And think about it like this. Yeah, the gas is low, but with curfews and things, you really can't move like you want to move. Like I said, the weather's about to turn around for, us that are in the Midwest where, we're used to having snow. It's about to turn back nice. And now that it is essentially a lockdown situation going on, you ain't gonna be able to ride like you want to ride. You said you think it's a world order test drill. Yeah, I believe it too. It's like softcore. Think about it like this: quarantine. And then we got the title of whatever this virus is. Instead of saying martial law, totally locked down, and things like that. Essentially, quarantine. Look, someone put it to me like this. They said quarantine, house arrest, and then from the house arrest, they say martial law. So essentially, it's just the quarantine is a more nicer way of saying house arrest or saying martial law, if you really think about it. Because think about it, if you don't do what they're requiring of you to do, what's the consequence? It's still the same as any of those other titles. You said people buying food, weed, liquor, and toilet paper. You said the virus is just an excuse for martial. Most definitely, it's the software. Oh no, we don't want people sick. No, you got something else that's in the works, and you don't want people. Because think about it. First it was 50, then it went down to 10. So you don't want people congregating. You don't want people talking, communicating about what's going on. Now on these platforms, they can monitor everything we're doing, but out in the public space, when you're chopping it up on a stoop or, somewhere in a bar or a pool hall, y'all can, converse like, what, this done been happening. They can't hear that. They want to be able to hear everything that you're conversing about, That's why I think about it like this. We got cell phones. They can monitor cell phones. But we had pay phones all the time, but it was more harder to, well, who called from that payphone at that particular time? Unless we had a camera up around there or something like that. It wasn't like that back in the day. But now it's like, oh, well, they carry monitors around them all the time. We know their GPS location, and we got their voice print from when they actually make a call, and their IP address from their computers or tablets or whatever. So we pretty much know who's saying what to who, and then if we want to put a scope on the person he's talking to and whoever they're talking to, they can do that. But out in the public, they cannot do that. So that's probably why they're like, you know what? First we was gonna say 50. No, let's cut it down to 10. We don't even and practice distance. Basically don't trust your next brother or sister. We want y'all kind of on edge about whatever we got planned and going on. Yeah, you said we skip over payphones nowadays. Like I said, I rarely find a payphone. I haven't seen a payphone in years. Like, closest thing you may say, like, I remember some hotels you would go into and they may have a payphone in there, like, a big hotel chain, but I haven't even seen them in there. Or, you be in like a business center, you may see one, but I haven't even seen them in there. It's been so long since I seen a payphone. Matter of fact, I seen an old booth, but it was like there for nostalgic purposes. It wasn't operational. It wasn't actually a phone in there. Or, usually when you go to a gas station, kind of off to the end of the lot, it will be a payphone. If it is, it's just standing there where it used to be, where you can talk to it, talk on the phone. There's no actual phone there. So they done made sure to pull all those up out of all the spots. Like, no, we don't want that. So just think, not everybody has a cell phone. So if someone is in distress, how do they contact somebody? That's what, payphones was essentially there for. Like, oh, I see something going on, or I need to, call somebody to get a ride or something like that. And it was like a hard line. Now, we already know a lot of people don't have hard lines in their homes because you got a cell phone, but at least have somewhere out on the street somewhere. You said FEMA camps are in the process for us, but distracting the people with the virus. Yes, I've been hearing a lot about that particular situation. For many amounts of years, they've been saying that. Like I said, I done seen that type of monitoring and lockdowns in different forms. Like when we had a tornado here, it hit all through majority of black community, and then what came of it, certain areas where homes were real damaged, they set up checkpoints, and the checkpoints, oh, you got to live here, or give the address and all that to whoever you're going to visit in this area and things like that. They had law enforcement riding around on golf carts throughout the neighborhoods and things, just to almost like we're monitoring the situation even more, versus cop cars riding through. They would have golf carts with cops in them riding around. And I'm quite sure when the tornadoes hit through Nashville not too long ago, it was probably a same situation with that down there too. So with this thing, as it progresses, this never happened before, so we don't know what will come out. Will people start getting, as it goes on longer, will restlessness start to set in? I mean, we don't know. This has never been experienced before. You said them internet girls that get paid online got it made right now. Also, people that get paid off internet. Yeah, so people that like say people that make beats or something like that, or things that you can essentially work from home to do. Yeah, they're getting paid hand over fist now because people gonna be in the house, and I might as well do this. I might as well, they'll still be, bringing it in. Yeah, I mean, everybody think about it like this. Not everybody got the money for some top-notch producer. So if you can make a way where entry level where you can get that bread for people that got certain amount of money, that's still profitable as long as the beats sound good, and then that's how you build your clientele, and that's how you get up to a higher position to make more money. But that's a ground level way of, if you know how to work Pro Tools and all that, and you got an ear, because some people say they have an ear, but you hear what they make, you like, I think maybe you can go back to the drawing board on that one, or pick a different profession or something like that, because it ain't making sense. But you know, it just depends on how far you really want to go with your talent, or what you feel that is a talent of yours. Let me see. Make sure I ain't missed nobody's comment. Oh, okay. You said quality painting works. You said whether or not the CV-19 is one world government drill or a real epidemic and or pandemic, it's best to govern oneself seriously and accordingly, like it is the real deal. There's a possibility. Yes, I mean, I'm not saying, hey, don't buy into anything. Always pay attention to what's going on. I mean, you know, but always seek alternative avenues of information as well. That's what I say. I mean, yeah, go along with certain things, but check into things that okay. Since think about it like this: if you're quarantined, or I won't say, well, yeah, you're quarantined. You got time on your hands. You're at home. Do some research. This the time to be doing some research. Don't just sit back and I'm gonna jump on a game, or I'm gonna call my broad and we just gonna chop it up. I'm gonna have her come through, and I'm do whatever. No, research some of these things, because it's some new information that's dropping every day. You said electronic commerce, aka e-commerce, is the wave here and now, as well henceforth on into the future. Yeah, I believe that. You think about it like this. I think, I'm not sure if I dropped. I think I did drop it, but think about iPhones, Apple iPhones. They got that card now, so you can have that card. I mean, we already got Apple Pay, or you have Apple Pay, and I'm quite sure it's something for Android too. But it's to another level where, okay, you can essentially have money set up through, because think about it like this. Over in Japan, probably I'll say back in '98, how Apple Pay is, they had that way back then in '98. We didn't just now get this till probably maybe 2015 or something like that. Somewhere around there, that's when Apple Pay came in. But it's been around in Japan, where people pay for transit or whatever with their cell phones back then. So they test technology out in other countries, and then they bring them here. Just like before fuel injection cars really got popular, they were over in the UK. So say like in '85 or something like that, fuel injection really wasn't the thing. It was carburetors still, but they were running the test the cars that had fuel injection back in '85 in other countries, and once they perfected it, then they brought them to the States for the masses, to the bigger market. So think about it like this: they test it out in smaller markets. Once it's perfected and they kind of got the kinks out and how it's going to work, then they bring it to the bigger markets of America and abroad, in other countries and things. He said, you think the elites feared losing control and pulled out the Hail Mary coronavirus. Hey, they could have, but I want to say you could do your research, and I want to say I posted it where I post my affirmations at on YouTube. It is an actual patent number, so if they got the disease, they got the so-called cure for this situation. Just the same with the HIV/AIDS, that got a patent number. It's like when I know something got a patent number, then like this is man-made. This is not. Oh, it was a bat. Oh, it was a monkey, and it was some lions that had this in human interaction. No, that's not how it came about. I mean, it makes a good salacious story to get people to buy into that, but the real truth. This is what how those particular things came about. You said scare everybody back into place with fear tactics. Yeah, and then a lot of times, people that don't do their research, and I have to say sometimes, some women fall for it. Oh, I gotta make sure. No, you always gotta make sure you wash your hands. I mean, this is stuff you've been taught from birth. Always wash your hands. Always cover your mouth, and take those precautions all the time. You always do that. Always make sure you got your immune system up. Make sure you're on your vitamins, vitamin C's. Make sure you're putting minerals back into your body. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do. Not always eating junk food and things like this, or a bunch of sugar pulling your immune system down. No, you got to take these precautions. But a lot of people forget that because, you get to moving fast in life. Oh, I'll just, eat this little candy bar, or, I don't have to wash my hands this time and all that. No, you got to always do this religiously. That's one religion that you practice. Practice good hygiene all the time, not partial or any of that, all the time. You said in a minute people might close their barber shops and beauty salons down. I done already heard about dentists, stopping their appointments, so for, like if they got patients, some dentist office been stopping their appointments for, people getting cleanings or getting, probably not so much, emergency work done, but for cleanings and things like that, they've been stopping that. So, and that means they're losing out on money doing that. But why? Why is this? You said, I'm still confused on if they launch FEMA camps. What the fuck tissue gonna do? True. That is very true. You said they had a lot of Gatorade in the store I went today, and it was like 5 left. Gosh, dang. Well, people. Well, the grocery store I went to, they had a lot of water. They had a lot of water. Usually a lot of places I wasn't seeing water, but they must have just got a truck in. So, that probably was the offset of what they've been missing. The truck came in with probably like, I want to say it was like at least 3 pallets, and they were all full. So, it just depends on, that was kind of earlier in the day, say 12. I want to say a lot of grocery stores were closing around at 8 o'clock. So probably by that time, that could have had a serious dent in it. You said also they stopping certain surgeries. Well, yeah, they're probably going to do that as well. Stopping visits. People can't visit their loved ones at prisons. Matter of fact, I got a little youngster that I know that's up in prison right now, and his wife usually comes to visit him, but they was turning down, visitations. His own wife couldn't even come see him. So I mean, yeah, they're doing a lot of things that hasn't been essentially done. You figure only way usually visits is getting stopped is if someone done did something where they ain't able to receive a visit. But something like this, oh no, you can't even have no visitors. Oh no, you can't be released because we ain't got the people to look into whatever type of the information of getting you released and logging that, so it's crazy. You said couldn't get water, so Gatorade was the last resort. Yeah, and you think about it like that. That's what people probably think. Man, I need some type of liquid, something to replenish, my electrolytes or whatever. Let me just the next best thing, Gatorade. Let me get that. Until them trucks come in. A lot of times, I've been seeing people been asking, the workers at the just like James had said, what he's dealing with up in New York, they'll be like, when's the truck coming in? So when the day that the truck comes in, you're seeing people rush the doors to get, whatever they, trying to get, be it water, be it, toilet paper, be it, whatever it may be. I've been seeing a lot of places been out of hand sanitizer and things like that. But if you're smart, you can make hand sanitizer with, some other essentials that they sell in there that, people don't, usually gravitate to. But we've been on 65 minutes. Hey, if nobody else wants to call in or nobody else wants to offer comments, I will wrap this particular live stream up. I think, let me see. You said if you have your own online business well established and there is a lockdown, then you'll be good. Either way, this is a great wake up call time. Notice to get one's house in order for whatever, whenever. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, a lot of people cling to the old. Just think about like older people, people that was winning in the 70s and things like that. They probably, late 60s, early 70s, They talk about oh yeah, we was doing this back then. Well, we're not in them times no more. Them times don't count. Maybe the issues, the not so much the issues, the information you could pull out of it. That's still necessary. That's still useful. But okay, we were winning like this. Well, it's a different way that younger brothers and sisters are winning. It's not in that same way, not in that same fashion. Cars and Cadillacs, whatever, houses and clothes, it's all different prices now. Think about it like this. Probably, like I said, back in 78, let's just say 78, or no, let's just say 80. In 80, you probably buy a pickup truck for maybe, I'm just using something basic as a pickup truck. A pickup truck for maybe $7,000 to $8,000. Now, a pickup truck, a nice one, and I'm saying a nice one back then in 80. A nice one in 2020 is damn near like 80,000. So just think of how much more you got to spend to damn near have the same thing, because that truck is still gonna rust out the same way as that truck back in 80 rusted out. Yeah, you may have a TV, a backup camera, Bluetooth, but essentially it's still the same thing. Got a bed with a bed liner in it. Not that much difference. Maybe you don't have to go outside to turn the locks for the 4-wheel drive. You can just hit a button in the inside. That makes it more easier. But other than that, it's still a pickup truck. Just like probably furs or whatever. Furs were set at a different price back then versus furs right now, versus luxury cars right now. Like, I don't too much count Cadillacs no more, but you figure real Cadillacs were made back around that time, probably 80, 79. They were still real. They were more at a price that was more probably attainable than, say, now, And it ain't that, people are, oh, well, you're just not doing enough to attain that. No, it's things change. And like you're saying with the, like e-commerce and, doing things online, if you can adapt, then you'll be able to get that type of revenue versus the people like, well, I just been getting it like how people were getting it back in this day. That is coming to a halt, to a change. You already done seen when it comes to people doing certain moves on a street life side, how you know people been getting football numbers behind certain things because that particular way is coming to an end. Now, that's not saying it has stopped, but it's transitioned into different areas that probably those types can't transition to, and it's people that's probably winning, just like you said, uh, females that's doing the OnlyFans and all those online type of situations. They're winning. Like I want to say I did a pod a live stream, or not live stream, but a podcast in the Lions Den where we're talking about essentially these social medias got everybody's female. They can get them to whatever position quicker than any person that is a living, breathing man can. You know, sad fact. That's why a lot of times when you heard old school on here say, "You just gotta be nice." That's what I did back in the day, and I got treated lovely. Well, that's the same thing. It's all about being nice. You can still get treated like a king, and you don't have to take certain things off of people. You know, but a lot of people think, "Oh, this ain't that." Well, who said it was that? I'm still getting treated nice. I still got a nice house built up that I probably didn't have to, break my own bread on. But people don't want to look at it from that aspect. They want to look at it from, oh, this is what happened in the 70s and early 80s and things like that. Them days is gone. They ain't never coming back. Oh, yeah, most of you said used to be's don't make no money. You said Church, Pimpin' Ken, Pee Wee, 78, 77. You said same amount of gold that it took to buy a truck 35 years ago, it takes the same amount of gold or less to buy the same truck today. They stuck in the past. Yes, they are stuck in the past. Now, you said gold, but see, the thing is, back, I want to say if it was 71, if I'm correct, money went off the gold standard. So, yeah, gold, yeah, because gold is intrinsic value, but fiat currency, that fluctuates. So it's gonna take more. Just think about like certain countries in Africa, in the continent of Africa. They be like when you compare the dollar to their money, like it takes so much money to even level up to what the dollar is. So think about like us being in our own country. It's fiat currency. It's not backed by anything. Essentially, the money is petrodollars. It's backed by natural resources, but they don't even talk about that. But it takes more of that to get something like I was just saying. If it was 8,000 in 1980, it's 80,000 in 2020. Should it be worth that? No. But like you said, if it was gold, gold is king. If you had 8,000 in gold back then, yes, right now it would be, yeah. But in fiat currency, because you figure you buy that truck now and you drive it off the lot, you're automatically losing money instantly. So if it was 80, it's damn near gonna be 70, if not 60 something when you drive it off the truck. That's just how it's gonna be. That's how much you're losing of your money, you know. Yeah, gold is real money. Gold is real money. You said they give you dollars for gold. We can have the cash. Yeah, I mean, if money was backed by gold, I don't think we wouldn't be having the issues we're having right now. But since it's not, It's off the petrodollar. That's why, think about it like this. Why? Oh, Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. No, Saddam has oil wells over there. And our money is backed off of the petrodollar. So if we're controlling all these different natural resources, yeah, that bodes well for the fiat currency known as the dollar. That's traded around the world. Just like we had the Maduro and down in South America, where they was like, oh well, this person is not the real president. Well, you want a puppet so you can get that oil down there, but the people don't want that person. So that means you're not able to get, the natural resources in that area. Just like think about it with Gaddafi. Gaddafi had a lot of natural resources, and he wanted to start a African central bank. They didn't want that because that would offset what they're doing. So they took him out and essentially gangstered his natural resources. Froze. Matter of fact, his money still froze, and I want to say a bank in France or something like that. All his intrinsic value is over there. Like none of the family got it. They have it. It's like, no, we seized all that. Once the mercenaries came in and took them out, yeah. You said light and match to fiat currency or oil and see what immediately happens to either one, but not so with gold or silver. Most definitely. And if you can, buy silver if you can. I mean, silver, if you can't afford, because gold is still up there, it's nothing wrong with, adding silver to your portfolio, your personal portfolio, not paper, I bought, I guess you could have stocks, but actual silver. You can buy silver coins and things like that, or silver bars and things like that. You could add those, and it's still money. Actually, it's more attainable too. But we've been having a good conversation. I just wanted to make this one called 2020 so far. What's going on with your 2020? And I think that a lot of useful information has been transmuted within this particular live stream. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming in. Hey, if you like this particular live stream, hey, hit the like button. That's for a better placement for people to get the actual notifications when I do another actual live stream. Be looking out either Friday night or Saturday night for a new Lions Den. It's speaking on essentially what's going on right now, what we've been talking about, but it's a little more in depth. I think you will enjoy it. It's more than 15 minutes, shall I say. It's some time, but it gets real in depth about, what's going on. And I'm glad y'all came in. I appreciate everybody that checks in, from the regulars to the newbies to the people that, be out there and listening and just don't never say nothing. Hey, I appreciate y'all, it's much needed. I'm out.